feeling like I'm Akademiks. Can't run away.
Holy.
He sampled a lot of classics on this. Like he just sampled MC Shan, like the bridge, the bridge, the bridge, the bridge. He's been doing that a lot on this second half.
We're finally at the last track here, people. It's called Ocean Way. This is the bonus. This is the last track on the double disc. J. Cole, The Fall Off. If you guys don't know, it's a double disc. Disc 1 is tentatively titled as Disc 29, and Disc 2 is tentatively titled as Disc 39. The last track on the album, the project, is Ocean Way. Before we even get into it, remember, he rapped earlier about being free. It's important to note, and you could see these things via Spotify here. So I want to make sure you guys could, take note of these things. Hold on one second, right here. Okay, cool. You'll notice it says this album is 2026 Cold World Inc. under exclusive license to Interscope Record. I want to be very clear to you. There's a conversation to be had later on. I don't want to bring it up now because it might be a little bit controversial. But I hope you guys understand what is currently happening.
Yeah.
J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar, they're both in unique situations where they're pretty much independent in whatever they want to call it, whether it's PG Lang or just Cole World. And they're just literally licensing to UMG. Now, that's a little bit different strategy from their counterpart, which is obviously we know Aubrey Drake Graham. And if we look at Drake stuff in his last release, which what's the last release of Drake? Let's look at what do I miss? You're gonna realize it's slightly different. Well, from what I've heard, it's just different for many different reasons. But you'll see 2025 OVO. Drake back in I believe 2018 or maybe it was 2020. His renegotiation. He owns a part of his masters for everything putting out. So that's why you're gonna see OVO. So he puts out his own the portion of the masters he puts out. He's gonna put out under OVO, which actually is previously was a Sony company. I'm not too sure where OVO is under these days. But then you're going to see the exclusive license to Republic Records, which is a division of UMG. What I'm trying to say is that all three artists, Drake, Kendrick, and Cole, they all kind of have like this similar, career arc where they're not in traditional record deals anymore. Some might say maybe Drake is the only one in anything traditional or somewhat traditional, but it's because he's trying to get $1 billion. You get what I'm saying? He's trying to get 600 million. Kendrick and Cole seem to be, doing a different version of this, but that's a conversation to be had later on. Anyway, let's get back to the last track on the project. It's called Ocean Way, and we'll get into other conversations afterwards. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys do keep rating what you think about the project, and we'll have a conversation afterwards. What do you think of both discs? 12 songs on 29 and 12 songs on 39. You guys let me know in the chat. People, there we have it. That is the complete album of J. Cole, The Fall Off. I'm pretty sure you guys, will have a lot of opinions about it. I'll also tell you, because I've learned this about myself, my hot takes will not come tonight, honestly. So if you guys want me to, after sitting here for 2 hours, be like, this shit was trash, or if you want to, it's just not gonna happen. I told you guys, I'm not one of the best listeners of music on first listen. I usually go back, listen to particular songs. I then look at lyrics. I start looking up samples. I kind of do a lot more to kind of really get that appreciation. So, I heard a lot of good things tonight, but I could have some initial critiques, but I might be wrong later on, right? Like, obviously, I'm like, I want him to address certain shit. I think he alluded to certain things. I'm not sure if he addressed everything. This was a very I could tell it's a personal album. This was not the album for maybe the likes of me who came into this saying, hey, J. Cole, we're saying A, B, C, and D about you. You better answer us. I don't think this was the project for that. Could be wrong. But, based on what I listened to, he was true to his story. He was true to his vision. And again, remember I told you I appreciate the fact that he was putting his album out based on what he said in that letter. Not going to lie, it looked like he kind of accomplished that. So for me to judge it initially based on maybe my expectations, that wouldn't be fair. So I'm kind of looking at it like that. What's the dirt? What do you think about this?
Production's crazy on it. Like
Okay.
the whole way, right? Crazy. 10 out of 10 for production. I'll just say that off top. But yeah, there's a huge difference in the two discs, right? They're completely different. Disc 1 is definitely way more upbeat, I would say, right? But yeah, I'm like you, bro. I gotta wait and sit with it and do exactly what you talked about, right?
And also, some of the genius is probably not just like blatantly apparent, right? Like, some of the genius, we're talking about one of the best artists in the world, right? Like, I've seen people trying to do it with lesser artists, but like, no. Oh, sorry. It's only when you're dealing with a top tier artist you could be like, oh, maybe they meant 4 other things, right? Like nobody's listening to Boss Man D-Lo and be like, yo, maybe he's no. Whatever he said is what he's talking about. But when you're dealing with some of these high end artists, some of these like really the GOATs, yeah, they're really calculated. They're really, their precision is pretty good, and you have to understand what they're doing, and also give the artist a chance to paint the Picasso that they're trying to present. That's why I'm going to take some time to kind of like check this out. So for anyone who is expecting me to give some definitive view to go viral on Fearbug tonight, again, because I do think this is very valuable, it's not going to happen. But any other takeaways? What's it, Dirt?
No, clearly it's like an ode to hip hop too, right? He's sampling a lot. He's making a lot of references, interpolations. Like it's a clear ode to hip hop in the purest sense, right? So I'm excited to look into it, bro. There's a lot of tracks like the Biggie Tupac one. That one will be cool to break down. I think he's kind of alluding to really just how bad beef could get when it's fueled by the media and stuff like that, right? I think he touches on a few things like that on the album. So I'm definitely hyped to break it down, right?
Interesting. Yeah, obviously there's a lot of like nuances and like, subtle topics of conversation that I felt like he allowed to linger. And yeah, no, I'm with you. I hope those things come to fruition in terms of the conversations that we're having. And again, this is where people like you like really shine. So, that's dope. Real quick. I know. First of all, I know you never streamed that long. So for you even be on here, oh shit, fuck, for this long, let me see.
No, I'm cool, man. I'm good.
Hold up, chat. Hold up. Did you hear the deluxe?
No.
You didn't hear this?
What deluxe?
Oh shit! Fuck!
Don't call me no greatest. Them guys you saying are great makes that an understatement. Fuck them haters, double agents. My label gave them 15 years of my soul.
Oh, no.
Wait, bro. Wait. What is that? I was working all day. Is that you got? Was that unreleased?
Yo,
was that Drake?
Yo, I gotta give an apology to Drake. Yo, Drake's mad at me now. Someone just told me they're like, yo, Drake. I don't even want to say what he said. Yo, Drake is tight at me, and people are gonna think this is a play, but Drake low-key's mad at me.
Well, fuck, he's going off right away, bro.
No,
just wait.
No,
just say that one more time.
Hold on. This has nothing to do with This has nothing to do with Cole. No,
I know it doesn't, but it's just he's talking.
Yo, Drake is tight at me. Yo, Drake, I love you. You know what's so funny? Because like like when y'all see me on the phone earlier, because like Drake isn't that happy about it. I know somebody I'm like, no, Drake sent it to you. He definitely didn't send it to me. I thought it was dope, right? Like I was sitting
Play
on
it
a
again.
few things, you know what I mean? And I was like,
Run
tonight's
it.
a night.
No,
That's
run
it.
it.
You know what?
Oh, stop. Tonight's a hip hop night. And I was like, you know what? You know, we're getting some Cole. I think people might want to know what the boy got going on. Fucking played it.
Of course.
He was not happy. He's not happy.
No,
now. He's not happy.
man, but that's what's next, right? Like that's right
He's
up
not
next.
happy, bro.
Iceman is next. That's the thing, though, bro. With Drake and Cole, like Cole's gonna do his style album, and then there's room for Drake to do what he does, right?
No,
so
absolutely.
we're waiting for that.
No, absolutely. But like,
Yo, can you play that one more time?
I mean, I can.
Just the part.
like, you know what's so funny? It's like, so like, there's a Dirk song that got leaked. Well, low-key Dirk's team sent it to me, but then he got locked up. And I never really got permission to tease it, but they kind of did because there was a little bit out on the internet already. And every time I play it, I have a diligence to it. I only play the same portion. Why? Because I can't leak the fucking... Once you play the whole thing, like, they got it. So I keep playing one particular portion. But anyway, you know what I mean?
A little teaser is good, man. A little teaser.
No,
you know?
that's what I'm thinking. And that's... So
that?
So, again, Drake's not the happiest right now. That's my demeanor to things. I say, yo, listen, tonight's a hip hop night. You know, Cole is dropping, doing what he's doing. To throw in a Drake tease in there, that's a W, right? Like, I think it just kind of like, but you gotta imagine. I think Drake doesn't look at it like, bro, this is a great time to.
Yeah, no, probably
buzz,
not.
Right?
Probably
like,
not.
He's looking at it like.
And it's like, too, it's the part that you played, too, is kind of, it really it raises interest, right?
Oh,
Played it. Just run that one part, because I didn't get to.
Oh,
what?
boy.
Yeah, run it. Just run that one part.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm excited for Iceman.
Nah,
Like,
hey, listen, I'm just excited for hip hop, bro. But
yeah, no, it's gonna be a good year, bro. It's gonna be a good year.
Hey, and I do want to just kind of address this because I, you know, unfortunately now, like for example, like people run with this story. They're like, yo, like I got slapped, right? And I'm like, no, someone swung at me. I never got slapped. But like people don't hear that. They make up their own narratives, right? So like, let's get to Drake. I'm gonna be like, Drake didn't send me this song. You know what they're gonna say? Drake sent it to you for you to preview. And
Grant is saying fix the screen.
Oh yeah, no, I only took it off that y'all couldn't see because I have screen display and I don't want y'all to see like the name of the file. So my bad. But okay, so here's the thing. The reality is that no matter what I say, people are not gonna believe it. Like they're gonna think that Drake sent me the song. Like legit, promise you, Drake never sent me the song.
I'll tell you the narrative.
What?
Okay, here's gonna be the narrative.
Yeah.
Drake got you to play that snippet to step on Cole's album. That's the narrative. To try and get him in the conversation. That's what people are gonna say.
Okay, here's the truth about that. I made that call. I had this snippet for about 4 days. You know how I got it, I won't mention, but I said, hey, I wasn't gonna play it. Tonight comes up. I'm like, this is a hip hop night. We're not talking about Blueface squabbling with NLE Choppa. This is like a hip hop night. I'm like, I'm gonna play this snippet and really like kind of like start some conversation. Of course, I'm not asking Drake. But here's the thing, though. They're gonna say Drake sent it to me and Drake told me to play it. I'm telling you, like I got this. You know, I've seen the correspondence between him and us. Like, well, him and us, and he's like, Drake doesn't.
You've done this a few times though, but like other times you probably got to go
because
ahead,
at the end of the day, like I owe it to hip hop, right? Like, of course, that's my man. So I'm not like trying to like fuck his album up. And like one thing I've learned about Drake, like I remember with the he had a song I believe with Roddy Ricch, and because the thing got leaked, he didn't put it out. Like he was vehemently like, I'm not putting that song out. There's a song with him and Roddy Ricch. And I think Roddy was like, yo, let's put it out. I don't care if it's leaked. And Drake was just like, I'm not putting it out because it's leaked. Let's do a new song. So like for me, like I'm not trying to leak a full Drake song, 100%. Now, granted, I get the position I'm in, Like, and I think Drake fans are gonna hate me because they're like, "Aren't you Drake's friend?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm cool with Drake, but I'm also a hip hop media personality. Like, if I get the fucking thing, I'm supposed to put it out. I'm not supposed to hit up Drake like, yo, Drake, can I play this? Like, at that point, whatever y'all been saying about what Kendrick said is like, I'm definitely compromised, right? So I've always said this, and Drake knows this too. This is personal. If Drake tells me something, if the info came from him, sworn to secrecy. Because I wouldn't have never known if he didn't tell me, which now it's how much does he trust me? How much am I a real nigga to him? That's different. Now, if I go out and get it independently, I got to do my job.
Yeah.
That's kind of like our understanding. If if Drake told me right now, yo, album coming out, da 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 da, I can't tell people because you're no good as a man or a friend at that point. Now, granted, if I like fucking, infiltrate the Republic system and some like, A&R or executive gives me like a date or two and I say it, fuck with Drake and everything, but I'm doing my job. You know what I mean? So like, for me, I'm like, anything he tells me directly, I think it's betrayal if I bring it to the net. But if I get it without him, I think I'm doing my job. So like, for example, if people might think Drake sends me songs. Like Drake never sent me no songs for this album. What I just played, if Drake had sent it to me, you'd never hear it. But we didn't get it that way. You know what I mean? And by the way, it's the same thing that happened with
I even heard a couple joints so far too, right? So
exactly. It's the same thing that happened with that. What's the name of that song with it was with Yachty, the Super Soak song? Like, if Drake had sent it to me like, yo, Ak, you fuck with this? Never played. Bro, the way I got that, and I got the music video. I remember Drake DM me, he was like, yo, bro, how'd you get it? And I was just like, I'm not going to give up my source, but I could tell you it's nothing because you're because he thought he was hacked. I'm like, it's not because you're hacked. Like, it's just some people, it's like, there's a couple other people that would be in the mix. I got it through that.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, all right. He wasn't tripping that I got it. He just wanted to make sure somebody wasn't in his email or something like that. I'm like, yeah, so fuck it.
Yeah. Can you play it one more time? Just that one part.
I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
You know what? Don't call me no greatest.
I don't know.
You saying all great makes that an understatement. Fuck them haters, double agents. Even my label gave them 15 years of my soul.
Ooh.
Nah, I can't. How many records have you heard from the album or like you think is on the album?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I won't say anything is on the album. It's on the album. Like what I just played right there, I feel like he's popping it. I feel like that's it. But again, this guy is a really complex guy. This is gonna sound.
I talked to producers who have told me like, yo, they thought they were gonna be on the album, like an old album from Drake, and then they were supposed to be, but he might switch it and like it changes, right? He changes shit, right? Like everyone else.
It's gonna sound overly glazed, and it's like, this guy's so Paul is anal about like really his craft that like I'm hearing a few things. I'm like, oh, this shit fire. Okay, now this is how I need you to be popping up. Now, I'm a huge fan. And I can't definitively say, oh, it's going to be on it because he might just fucking scrap it. Like, the dude is locked in on a different level. So I'm kind of like looking at it. I'm like, obviously, I would love to just think about this, even with Cole, right? Since, tonight's a Cole night. For all the records we did here, which is 24 records, what about like the 200 records that didn't make it?
There's a lot.
But it's for every artist. Would you be like, would you dumpster dive into like a folder of the records that didn't make it? Of course you would. And that's the thing with like even Drake is like I'm liking it, but I don't know what it's gonna be. I have no idea what it's gonna be.
Might not make it.
It might not make it. It might be a little flipped. I can't say it's on it or not on it. I don't know.
Did you get told like an actual date that it's supposed to come out, or is there anything concrete?
So
So
me and Drake are not talking about the album.
no,
If like I could read you the last time we talked. It wasn't about the album. What did we talk about last? It's been kind of. I think he gets my vibe, right? We did have one conversation where I think he was like, "Yo, Ak, you could ask me shit," and I said, "No, no, no. This time around, I want to take the hands off approach." And I do think he respected that. For him, he was like, "Yo, people look at you as kind of like, you know, you're one of the only media niggas I talk to." Like he doesn't fuck with the Elliot Wilson or Joe Budden, so he's like, yo, if Axe says something, everybody's gonna say that's facts, right? So he's like, I know you also give your opinion, but like, if you ever feel like you have to over speculate, just ask me. And I kind of hit back at him with like, well, here's the interesting part, because this time around, I want to be just a fan. I don't want to be the guy who has this, oh, I could just text Drake and figure out what it is. I kind of want to be the fan that's like, yo, this is what I want my favorite artist to do, then I'm going to watch what he does. You get what I'm saying?
yeah, I feel you.
And yeah.
Yeah, because
So,
you got pretty involved in the battle too, right? So I'm sure you kind of were like, yeah, this time I just want to kind of step away.
yeah, it's not even that. It's like, I want him to do him. I think he understands at this point. He understands what it means to people like me, to people like you, to his true supporters, to his legacy. I think he, even more than that, what this means to him as a man. And after that, you don't have to like, you can't treat an artist like a kid. Whatever that has now turned into his brain, we're going to hear a representation musically. You can't be like, no, we need this. You can't tell an artist what to do. You know what I mean? You can't go to Picasso and say, nah, you should have used this color. It's not a Picasso no more. You get what I'm saying?
That's the way that's the way the worst art is creative, bro.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's exactly what I want is for him to go back to, remember when he did Nothing Was the Same? He had the whiteboard out. It was 40. It was Wanda. It was Future. It was all those guys. Like, to me, that was some of the best music Drake ever did. That's my favorite Drake album.
So I just looked at it. The last convos we had was about, enjoying times that are special for each other. This was off the cusp of, I think I had posted those screenshots where it was like, yo, damn, I had you my right hand. Like, you ain't even tell me happy birthday. And, it wasn't a music conversation. It was about, hey, listen, we've been in this shit for a really long time. We're working hard. We're fucking busting our ass in the 15th year like it was the first, like we never made it. And it was, a little bit of him trying to say, Ak, I hope you're enjoying these moments, but also me telling him, I hope you are enjoying these moments because you're him. And those kind of like that trading that sentiment, it wasn't necessarily about like, yo, so what about Iceman? You know what I mean? Which I'm pretty sure he gets all those conversations or questions a lot. So that's what we were talking about.
Probably annoying for him too, right? Yeah. To just always want to talk with the album, or someone always wants something, right?
Of course. Hey, and even like, kind of getting back to even J. Cole, like, I do think he's going to do an interview at some point. Clearly, probably not with Cam, probably not with me either. But I do wonder what his mentality was and is in kind of figuring out everything that's going on now, where based on in the last 18 months, do you feel the need to kind of go in and kind of like redo the album in a way that answers the questions that are the loudest now? Or are you like so content to say, I made timeless music about a 15-year career that me acquiescing to these people with this new, like, drama, it's gonna like diminish my product? And
yeah,
that's like super important. And I'm kind of watching him to see how he deals with it too. No lie.
Yeah, no, that's because everyone wants to know, like, we need to know this, we need to know that, we need to know this, and he doesn't really need to tell us anything if he doesn't want. But I think the best music you're gonna get from Drake, bro, is if he, if he actually talks what's going on in his life, right?
No. I think that's a given. I think he's gonna do that. I think that's a given.
Big facts.
I think 100% that's a given. I guess I look at it in other senses, and like again, I'm kind of like almost dragging Cole into this, but it's like kind of look at it like how I look at Cole, where it's like, how much do you compromise the art for what people want you to say? Like people like me have kind of made it where it's like, dog, fuck what you're talking about. Tell us why you backed out the battle. We think lyrically and as an MC, you're a bitch. And those are so heavy narratives that I think there was probably a possibility where Cole was like, yo, I'm going to just deal with these allegations or hammer home my particular persona or whatever versus whatever y'all are saying. And at that point, you lose everything. Like we're not even talking about necessarily hip hop again. We're talking about some other shit. And I think
Yeah.
what Cole has done is saying, I know the conversation that you guys are clicking on this album for is what did they got this funny thing in like Twitter right now. They'd be like, yo, it's like memes of like Kai Cenat sewing, and they're like, what did Kai see in the phone? Which is like his ex-girlfriend phone. Like, what the fuck this motherfucker saw in the phone that he's now a sewer? I think a lot of people in terms of J. Cole was kind of say, well, what the hell did J. Cole do in the midst of the battle that allowed him to make these decisions? And that's the thing that people are really intrigued by. And I'm going to be honest with you, it feels like he was like, hey, listen, I still feel confident I'm going to talk how I talk, but I don't need to give you explanations on exactly what you want.
No, he doesn't need to cater to, because once you start catering to what people want, bro, and you start catering your art to what other people want, that's like a slippery slope as a artist or a creator, right? That's like the last thing that you should do is try to cater your music or whatever you're making to other people. You know what I mean? That's just the way it is, right?
Yeah, I agree.
It's like that for content, bro, because at a particular point, I felt myself doing that. Like I started like, because when you do this for a living, bro, right? You obviously want to get views, right? So you're looking at content and saying, when you first start, you're not thinking about that. You're just making what you want to make. But then after a while, when you got to put food on your table and shit, you got to get views. So I was finding myself going for these topics that I wouldn't normally cover just because I thought they perform well. And those were some of the worst videos I ever made. But I was trying to make things that I thought people wanted and not what I wanted, right? It's the same principle. It's the same principle.
Yeah, what I give J. Cole credit on, I still won't give him credit on like backing out of the battle or apologizing, but like I do give him some credit on being resistant to the herd mentality where he's kind of like bullied to do certain things based on what they're saying, like, which is, hey, we're all saying, fuck this guy or whatever the case is, and he basically says, hey, I'm gonna disagree. He seems to be like, all right, I know you all are hating me for whatever, and that's your thought, and I'm a 40-plus-year-old man now, like, I'm okay if you don't like me.
I got some lore for you.
What?
Did you know that? So Cannabis was one of Cole's favorite rappers. Cannabis dissed J. Cole, and Cannabis apologized. Look it up on YouTube.
Really?
Cannabis. Look up Cannabis J. Cole apology. It's fucking crazy.
Is this before Cole responded?
This wasn't. He didn't respond, but Cannabis waited 48 hours. He dropped the Cole diss to Cole. It was called J Clone. So he's tearing the strip off Cole, and then within 48 hours, he got on camera and he was like, "Yo, I'm sorry, bro. I didn't mean to diss you," which is crazy because that was one of Cole's favorite artists. So I'm almost positive that Cole thought about this Cannabis thing when he made his apology.
Interesting.
If you bring it up, you could see it.
Interesting. Let me look at it.
Cannabis J. Cole apology. No one really know. Not many people know about this. Not many people know about this.
Oh wow, he did a video. Hold on.
Yeah, he did a video apology. Bring it up.
Wait, hold on. Why can't I see it? I can see it here. Oh, right. Okay, man.
And this is cannabis too, right? This is,
Here we go.
you know what?
It's cold is stirring up. It's about this J. Cole track, and all of the negativity is stirring up. And after 48 hours of it, I feel confident enough to say that it's unanimous. Hip hop has spoken up, loud and clear. It's a cold world right now, and you're the reigning champ, Jay. I take full responsibility for my actions, and I apologize for stepping over the line. It comes off as tacky and unsophisticated, and it's just not G. I love hip hop too much to further justify my selfish behavior. I made this video in an effort to turn it around and man up for my mistake. You said you were a fan of mine at one time. You bigged me up on many occasions. You don't owe me nothing, Cole. I was out of line for what I did, and I'm sorry for creating a fiasco at a time when hip hop really needs somebody like you to look up to. Keep towing that line and spitting them ill rhymes. You got my support. What's up, people? I've seen thousands and thousands of comments.
That was it. That was the cannabis apology for a diss record within 48 hours. It's called J Clone. It's not good. Don't play it, but it's actually garbage. But he put it out and he got reception back from the fans. They're going crazy on him. Kind of like the way the fans were going in on Cole, because Cole took shot. They were mad that he took shots at To Pimp a Butterfly and stuff like that, right? So kind of a similar situation where cannabis is getting feedback and it's really bad. People are mad at him for dissing Cole, right?
I don't respect none of them niggas. I'm gonna keep it a bean with you. Cannabis or motherfucking J. Cole, I'm gonna keep it a bean. Let me tell you this. If I'm on some shit, I love my chat niggas to death. You know, I love them to Mars and back. But if I'm on some shit and they don't agree with me, we gonna disagree on this one. Sit this one out. If you let the fans dictate what you gonna stand on, you're not a man at all. I don't care what y'all say. If you felt you had to go flame up J. Cole, or if J. Cole felt he had to go flame up Kendrick, man, let the fans be the spectators, man. It's the Coliseum. And if you're being led by the audience, you're no leader at all. Remember this, you know, to lead the orchestra, you got to turn your back to the crowd. It's facts. To lead the orchestra, you got to turn your back to the crowd. That's how it goes. The person who is the guy doing all this, the crowd is behind him looking at his back, and the orchestra is playing. You can't listen to the people to tell you what to do, because, again, they can't give you heart. You know, that's
what J. Cole did. He didn't listen to the people when he apologized. He did what he wanted to do, right?
I ain't gonna lie. I think them Cold World fans, I ain't gonna lie, they're not like that neither. Drake fans would have never said that. We would have told Drake, if you apologize, we over, like, I ain't even gonna lie, like, we fucking with Pusha T after that. Like, yo, we gotta be getting off the bat. I don't care who we fucking with. Yo, we reviving Meek Mill. Like, we not dealing with apologies. Like, the Cold World fans, like, we don't know about them. Like, they probably down with apologies. We don't do no apologies. The OVO fans don't do no apologies. Facts.
I can remember when we were waiting. Remember, we were waiting for the Drake response to Pusha. I remember talking to my little brother, like, yo, is he going to fucking respond? He's not going to. We were devastated. Like,
hey, listen, I'd rather that than apologize. If Drake could apologize then, my favorite rapper would be Pusha T. Facts. I just can't. Like, bro, like, you lose every... yo, you realize, like, bro, like, my favorite playing basketball used to be Allen Iverson. My favorite rapper is Drake. Like, bro, like, we use these people like it's fantasy football. When you don't apologize, you know what I mean? You nah. Hey, I'm not mad at, J. Cole. Like, by the way, I don't think he made this album about that moment. I think that was dope. And that's why...
He did Port Antonio. He kind of told you what he thought of it. He had a few things to say on the tape he just put out. I wasn't expecting him to make this album about the battle, bro. He's been planning it for 10 years, right? I wasn't expecting them to talk about Drake or Kendrick. Now, what do you think? Were you thinking that Drake or Kendrick was going to show up on this album? Because a lot of people were
Fuck
wondering
no.
about that. No, I didn't think so either.
Listen, man. I think Kendrick look at J. Cole like his son. You know what I mean? When you see him, you just put him under your arm, you give him a noogie, like, you know what I mean? You catch him like, you know, he cutting class, you give him a swirl, he just put his head in the fucking toilet. I don't really think Kendrick got no respect for no J. Cole. I'm gonna be honest with you. And I think Drake feel away. Drake ain't tell me that. That's me personally. I think Drake feel away. Drake probably said, fuck nigga, you start rapping, sucking this nigga off, hyping him up. Now he diss both of us. I'm ready to carry it. You act like you ready to carry it, then you copped it. You copping, please, you doing weird shit. Like, I'm not rocking with you. You ain't even act like, just like how I was saying even with the little baby thing. Nigga, at least act tough. Like, don't just do the sucker shit. Act tough. Just be like, come on. So that's what I personally feel like. You know what I mean? But we'll see.
Are you